here is my honest review of Fourth Wing. Okay? I was told that I would like this book. I was told that there was dragons. Let me first off and say it. I went into this book knowing that it was a romantasy and there was smut. But I was told there was dragons. Look how thick this book is. It is 500 pages. 500 pages. 517 pages. We don't even get introduced to the dragons until halfway through the book. And even then, we know nothing about the dragons. We know nothing about the lore. This is the first book. You gotta set things up. Why are we fighting? All I know is that we're fighting a war. And there's dragons. Who are we fighting? I don't know. I don't even know who the enemy is in this book. Who are we raging a war against? How long has the war been going on? I don't know. I don't even remember if they even gave a specific time for how long the war is. I don't even know who the enemy is. I don't even know who is on the other side. Who are they fighting? I don't know. We don't see the dragons until halfway through the book. A 500-page book. We don't hear about the dragons until halfway through this book. There are multiple breeds of dragons, but they spend a page talking about them. They said there's lore, but we're not going to tell you any of the lore. But there is lore, but we're just not going to tell you. There's a war, but we're going to tell you nothing about it. We're not going to tell you a very important plot point of this story. We're just going to tell you about how horny everyone is and how badly the main character wants to fuck the guy that killed her brother. We're not going to tell you anything else. We're not going to focus on anything else. But we will focus on the fact that the main character wants to fuck the person who killed her brother. And he originally wanted her dead, but he also had the hots for her too. And like her mother killed his dad or something like that. I don't remember. But he's a very shitty enemies to lovers. Because like, they're just horny. And it's like, I want to know about the dragons. I want to know why we're fighting a war. I want to know who we're fighting. And it's like, they also don't explain like why any of the why this war started. And like why like the dragons decided to bond with the humans and all that. Like they don't explain any of that. And I'm just like, you gotta give us dinner before you fuck us. Because it's like, don't give us something to eat before we go into it. They give us nothing. They just give us fucking. And I'm like, horny. I'm like, I don't care. I don't want to. I know this is a romantasy and I know this has smut in it. But can we at least have some plot with our porn? Like, it was not good. I want to know about the dragons. And I know nothing about the dragons. Except for the names of the dragons. There's too many characters to keep track of. We were introduced to too many characters at once to even keep track of throughout the story. And then they kill half of them. I'm like, I don't even remember who this bitch is. Like, I don't remember who. And it's like, they just... everyone was hyping this book up, and I'm like, this is not that good of a book. And it's like, the world building is mid, because there's no, like, they don't explain anything about the world. And the main thing of every character is that they're horny. They don't explain. I'm just like, they just don't even talk about the lore, the interesting parts. Like, yes, I know that there's smut in this book, and I know it's a romantasy. But, like, you give us 500 pages of nothing when it comes to the plot? Unbelievable. And then it leaves on a cliffhanger that, and here's a spoiler. I'm going to do pause for spoilers. If you don't want to spoil about how this first book ends, leave now. You had your chance. The brother's not even dead. And it's like, I don't even know how the brother died. Did they even, I can't even remember if they explained how the brother died. And it's just like, they focus too much on the fact that they all want to fuck, and not enough on the fact of anything else in the book that is important to the plot. And it's like, I want to know about the dragons. I went into this thinking that this was going to be a book about dragons where they also fuck. But instead, it's a book where they fuck, and then there's dragons sometimes. Give me more. And it's like, the fact that they left on a cliffhanger drives me crazy. Because then it's like, now I got to read the other ones. I'm not going to buy them. I'm not going to waste my money on this. I'm going to get the audiobook from the library. Support your local library. But I'm just like, disappointed, I will say. I'm very disappointed because I heard a lot of good things about this book. And I was told by multiple people that I would love this book. Or at least I would enjoy this book. And I did not. I know a lot of people don't be mad at me for this. Just don't come for my throat. But it's like, I think my problem is that I was kind of comparing this to the Eragon series, which is my favorite book series. And they do, in that book series, it's really good because they do a lot of the author does, Christopher Paolini, the author, does amazing with, like, the political climate and adding a bit of romance to the book. But, like, it's not a romantasy. Eragon's not a romantasy and doesn't have smut. But I was hoping it would be more like if Eragon, the book series, had smut in it and was a romantasy. And I guess that was a bit of my downfall of why it disappointed me. But it's also just like, I want to know about the world, too. I want to know more than just, like, the sex and the smut. I want more. And it's like, we'll see if I actually ever read the other two. I don't know, though. But that's my honest opinion. 2 out of 5 stars. Generally, I'm very disappointed. And now I kind of wish I got this book from the library instead of buying it. If I knew I was going to be disappointed this much by this book. But I think I just wanted this with higher expectations. That's just kind of what I think happened, is I went into this book with higher expectations, and that we would hear more about the dragons, and that we would actually get the backstory of everything and the lore. And I'm starting to summon, apparently you don't even hear that until the 3rd book. And the old big books like this. You got time. You have time to talk about the lore. You have time to talk about why we're fighting a war. You have time to tell us who we're fighting. There's time. We don't need to wait 3 books to hear about that. That's my honest opinion. And that is my review of Fourth Wing.